Okay, who's ready?
You look exhausted.
Okay, we need to do a clap.
You got the...
Yeah, we all have to clap.
No, like that's not useful. But it's for syncing.
Okay.
Good. Okay, go. You're good then. No, you're not. Like you don't need to clap anymore.
Move your body. Okay, so hey, what's up,
Everybody.
This is our inaugural podcast. You are talking with
Did you say inaugural?
inaugural.
Okay.
Inaugural. Short form. Right off the hop, just effing right up.
Just
All right, so hey, you're talking with Cam and Ryan, aka
Ryan Smerhy.
Ryan Smerhy and Cameron Truchan. This is our initial
You can
podcast.
call me Ryan, though.
I will.
Just call me
I'll
Ryan.
definitely do that. Definitely do that. We're just honestly going to talk to you guys about how we feel about shit.
Stuff.
Yeah, mostly sports because...
Well, there's a lot of political things going on in the world.
Yeah, but we're really not informed about that, but we'll talk about that.
I think I'm a little more informed than you are. I spent a lot of time in the, for instance...
The interweb, reading about stuff while you clean up after whacking off. Pretty much. I think that's a fair statement. Anyhow, first of all, I want to say shout out to Jugs Bunny. You know who you are.
You just said don't talk about
I know,
your woman.
we're not going to talk about her women,
Well, I'm
but
going to talk about your woman now.
yeah, it's Jugs Bunny. She's on air for sure. You know who you are. You're gorgeous. You're lovely. I love you so much. And you rule. You're the reason that I get up every morning. And my wonderful son, Kian.
You're going to fucking edit this, right?
Yeah, but I gotta do that. You know I do. It means the world. They were mean the world.
You just said don't talk about Kian also.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say good stuff to start it off.
Okay.
Anyhow, let's get right into it. What do you want to talk about, today, Ryan?
What should we fire off first?
First of all, let's just get right into that Saints bullshit. I'm just gonna say that
This
obvious.
is a week later, and it was so bad. Everybody still is all over it. Yesterday, it's hard to imagine that the NFL, for something that didn't actually happen, is $26,000 plus.
I got it. $26,739 fine. How'd they come up with that number? They just fucking.
That's a nice round number, right?
It's like they played Prices Right.
Yeah, play go. This is what your number's gonna be.
Over under. Yeah, you gotta sink this putt, and this is what your fine's gonna be.
Truthfully, it's actually embarrassing for a league that makes that much money. It's almost like they're. I don't know. It's.
How can they fine him for something he wasn't penalized for?
Yeah,
it's like those hits in hockey that Tom Wilson keeps getting fined for. When he doesn't, there's no penalty on the play, but then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fine you now because our refs suck
Wilson's
balls."
a dirty fucker, though. And when somebody else goes back at Wilson,
you're gonna hear that because we drink on there.
Wilson, when somebody goes back at Wilson, it's a problem, right? But Wilson, it's okay when he does it. You know,
who's Wilson?
Something else.
Oh, Tom Wilson. Yeah.
The other thing with Tom Wilson and the Capitals, I can't tell you. With Alexander Ovechkin, and he won the Stanley Cup last year after
Tom Wilson did too.
Well, after 92 years.
Okay, hang on, right there. How come no one ever blocks his shot? Like, every goal he gets is from that same fucking spot, right on the circle. He winds up, everyone knows it's coming, and no one guards him. It's like, just put a guy on the circle in the dot, and the guy would never fucking score.
You can't. When you're dealing with guys that good, that's a unique beast.
How?
That's a unique
How is it that
beast.
good to skate to a spot and take a slap shot?
A one-timer, bang. There you
Yeah,
go.
well, no one's there to cut. Anyways, go on with the... Okay, so you're saying
Hey,
Ovechkin...
did you see that thing? I don't know if it was on Facebook, and it was one of the recent... I think it was on yesterday, Facebook. It was before and after crack, and there's 3 different pictures, and then you've got...
Oh, just crackheads, their pictures like, hey, we're...
Three legitimate...
Like their graduate pictures, they're like ready to attack the world, and then 5 minutes later, or 5 years later, it's like, hey, Tommy's been hitting the pipe for 15 years.
But then the 14-year-old, or then the fourth picture, it's a picture of Connor McDavid when he first got drafted, and Connor McDavid.
He's got that blinky eye like Amanda Pete, where one eye blinks before the other one. Did you ever notice that?
I'm talking like the Edmonton Oilers.
You ever notice that? It's like this.
Dude.
It's like it's like he's not loud. It's like
Well, that's the whole crack thing. That's what he looks like. If you look at when he first was drafted,
His one eye's on crack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do something if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan.
At this
Like
point, yeah.
it's hard to imagine that they've got Edmonton Oilers have actually gotten like 8 first round, actually like 10 first round draft picks in like the last 4 years.
That
Like,
might
there's a
not be
management-
accurate, but they have had a lot of number. It's like Pittsburgh before them when they got Fleury,
Well,
Malkin, Crosby.
Yeah, but
not in
they
that
won a
order,
Stanley Cup. They won a few. Like
yeah, and
Pittsburgh's made it go.
Edmonton's like the furthest away. Like it's like Connor McDavid.
It's a
and
management
Draisaitl,
problem.
yeah.
Upper management has all got to go. Until that happens, that organization is going nowhere.
Oh, they just pay the Milan Lucic contract is bullshit, and the Cam Talbot, although great name, he is not worth that
Talbot?
money. Yeah, when the Russian European goalie backup with the mixed match pads is playing them, and Hitchcock's like, whoever wins is going to be my goalie.
Yeah.
It's basically like us being their general manager at this point.
That's the thing. Like Edmonton's gone through so many. We had Dallas Eakins from Peterborough. There were so many great coaches that were there. There were so much great hockey players
Yeah,
that
and
were
Shirley
there.
had no fucking patience for
Hey
him. He
man,
just
this
said,
is not
yeah.
his fault. He's only been there for 2 years, hasn't he?
I don't know.
3
He
years?
came there. He signed. I saw it the other day. He signed some bullshit contracts. Don't even bother bringing. They're just horseshit. The McDavid one, I get. He's got to make big money. Draisaitl, he got so overpaid. It's ridiculous. And then they made this Strome trade. So they trade Eberle for Strome, and then they trade Strome for Spooner, and then they cut Spooner. So they basically traded Eberle for a pack of pucks.
But isn't it ironic? Got all these really good first round draft picks. Like Jordan Eberle is one good hockey player.
Sure he is.
And then you put him in Edmonton,
And
he
he's
shits the bed. You take him out. Well, he did well.
He
in
did
Edmonton,
all right
too.
there. He wasn't.
okay.
Yeah, and they traded Taylor Hall for the defenseman who...
Taylor Hall is one of the best players in the league last year.
Exactly.
In the best league in the world.
Yeah, but they were afraid. I think they were afraid that they were going to overpay before they overpaid. Right? Does that make sense?
Nope.
No? Well, come on, it does. They were afraid that they were going to have to pay all these people, like the Leafs. The Leafs are in that thing, and then they were like, "Oh shit!" And then last minute panic, and they pay me.
You know what the thing with the Leafs though?
Oh
Whether
shit!
you're
I don't
a
know.
Leaf, if you're a Leaf fan or you're not a Leaf fan, no player in the world, like any player in the league who's young, talented, and wants to win a Stanley Cup, you want to play for Brendan Shanahan and Mike Babcock as a coach.
Sure
That's
you
where
do, but then every time you play a game and like you just look at these guys. Like Mitch Marner has to come out, answer these questions. The poor kid, it's like he had 4 assists that game. Well, and then they're asking him why they lost 5-4. Like it's just ass. It's ass.
Mitch Marner is a friggin'. He's 12 years old, but he's a beast.
Oh, he's unbelievable hands, right?
He's a beast.
They put him on line with Matthews the other night, and then Kadri scores a hat trick out of nowhere. I don't know. They're well coached. I don't know if they'll go deep because they'll run into my Boston Bruins. Shout out Greg Johnson, by the way, Boston Bruin fan. I know you are. Congratulations on your new baby. Welcome to the world, Rowan Johnson. Sorry, I had to do that. My best bud there had a baby there.
I got a special shootout for
Shootout. Yeah.
Pew pew.
You're up first.
Pew 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 pew.
Nice.
For Luke Prince, Shelley Armstrong's first son, Luke Prince. Awesome guy. He's out in Alberta in the fields. He's doing great. He's awesome. And he just had his first offspring. The kid's name is Finn Hendrik Prinz. Like, what an awesome name. And Luke will be an awesome dad. I bet you his woman's a pretty awesome chick. But, it's a brand new kid. I think he said the kid's like 6 months old now.
6 months. All right, cool.
Oh,
shout out to Finn.
Yeah, that's a good handle. Finn Hendrik?
I'm
I like
not
that handle.
sold on it. It sounds like something you name your dog, really.
Finn.
Come here, Finn.
Remember the movie? You know, it was a great movie, and the actor was Finn. It was, what the hell was that movie called?
Huckleberry Finn, the most racist movie ever.
Which movie?
With N. Jim.
Who?
N. Jim.
Speaking of racism,
Okay.
have you ever read Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah,
I felt.
What are you, a delay?
I felt like I was listening. Sorry.
Yeah,
I felt like I was going to get
talk
shit.
about racism, eh?
I felt like I was going to get shit reading these books. This was a couple years ago when I had surgery on my back, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, what to do? Wake up at 3 a.m, pop a whatever, a Percocet or whatever these painkillers they gave me, and I'm sitting there and I can't sleep, and I'm like, okay, I'll stand. So I'm reading Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, and I felt like I was gonna get in shit from somebody
Oh
for reading
yeah,
this
yeah.
racist
You think
crap.
you honestly think like the white shame people are gonna come in because
What was the
it's
movie?
honestly hard to be white these days, isn't it? I know that's a strong statement, but it is hard to be white.
What
We cannot do anything wrong these days, or we are just in trouble.
what was the
You got
movie though?
Kaepernick, you got all that stuff. What movie?
It was it was what the hell's his name? It was Vanilla Ice, and Vanilla
Awesome.
Ice, he was dressed up. It was Adam Sandler movie for one of the Netflix movies, and he was dressed up like like Mark Twain. And
Oh
it was just
no.
racism.
Oh no.
Oh, it was just
Yeah.
insane.
Like, and don't get me wrong, you guys are probably just like that guy just said that, but no, like, listen, like, I have no hang-ups with anybody. Everyone knows me, knows that. I give everybody a chance. I'm not about that. But like, we have to be super careful right now. And
We're fortunate though. Like we're fortunate that we're not like there's a lot of violent stuff going on.
sure, there's
We're in Peterborough, Ontario, man. We're
yeah, and we
predominantly
are
we don't need to.
sheltered from everything.
Yeah,
But
we are.
yeah, we got
And you know, you want to be friends and get along with everybody.
sure. I got no hang-ups with that.
So
Yeah, no, you gotta be careful. So anyway, we were gonna bring up the Saints game shit there.
all right, that's how we started this.
Yeah, like,
Somehow
and we have to talk about. We're both huge. If you guys don't know us, if you're gonna watch this for the first time, we are huge football fans. I'm not a Packers fan. I hung this up because we're at this idiot's house. I brought my Tony Romo jersey over. He told me to bring something, whatever. But
Tony
anyway,
Romo.
Romo is
Tony
awesome.
Romo's actually he's probably one of the toughest quarterbacks of all time.
Oh, gee, got his basically a broken in half.
Who breaks his back and comes back? Here, we're gonna put some bubble gum and some duct tape on that.
Yeah,
Come back out
and
there,
then
Tony.
and then they're all like, "Okay, Dak's starting this year." He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll come in, back up in week 17, throw 2 touchdowns and 150 yards in 10 minutes, and then
Yeah.
say peace out." But yeah, good luck, Dak. Yeah, good luck missing wide open receivers. God,
Tony Romo,
don't even talk to me about this here.
when you see him do his when he's commentating on air, his hands are like the size of.
No, that's Treichman. Treichman's hands.
No, but Tony Romo's hands are friggin' huge.
Are
too.
they too? Yeah.
You ever seen Michael Strahan's phalanges? Like he puts them down and he can twist them. Remember what's that show he did that Justin Trudeau was on with Michael Strahan and the blonde?
Oh, he does like
Kelly
he's
Ripa?
like Steve fucking Harvey. He does every show.
Yeah, but whatever. Strahan, everyone loves him. Everyone wants a
Strahan's
piece of
funny because he refuses to get his teeth fixed, right?
him. Or his fingers.
Yeah, it's like I got bad teeth. I get that. I've had a couple teeth problems, knocking them out. Anyways, but the point is, Strahan's got $1 zillion and he won't fix the 4-foot gap in his teeth. Like, come on, man. But again, everybody likes him. Like you said, he does every show.
That's a vending machine.
He's a vending machine? I don't know what that analogy is all about. Anyhow, but okay, let's get to this fucking Saints go. What do you think?
I think
Do
the
you
same
think
as everybody else. Everybody saw it. You can't have an opinion that's different than ours because everybody's got this. There's not opinion. We saw it. It's black and white. It's everybody saw it.
Yeah,
The fact
so
that the
okay,
NFL
so
gave him that fine.
if you just came out from under a rock and you're a football fan, so Nickel Roby Coleman, great name. That's a great name.
That's almost as good as Hawk.
Yeah, that's way better than Finn. I'll tell you that. So Nickel Roby Coleman was fined $26,739 for a hit on a defenseless receiver, which was not called pass interference in the red zone with 139, I believe, left in the game.
Yeah.
So both refs kept the flags in the pocket. What do you think? Like, obviously, it cost the Saints a trip to the Super Bowl.
There's no question about that. And everybody acknowledges that. Again, like I said, there's no point. I mean, here we are a week later, and it's just a major topic of discussion. But it's not the topic of discussion. Isn't exactly that specific play. What it is it's overall like the same thing happened. The same thing happened in the KC New England game.
No.
Yeah, why did the referee not tell KC at the end of the game, okay, you're offside? Every single game,
The
every
ref
single
doesn't
play.
tell you you're
Yes,
offside. Like,
they
no,
do
your coach does that in
100% of the
practice
time.
8,000 times. No.
His hand was over it before the ball's in play. It's no different than a referee in hockey. Whether you are playing Bantam hockey or NHL hockey.
Your ref
the referee
doesn't
will
tell
drop
you,
the
hey
puck,
man, you're offside. You're a professional. You've done this a zillion
will
times.
warn you, get out of the circle or move back or we're throwing the centerman out before we drop this puck. It's
So
the same goddamn thing.
We're talking about D Ford, obviously. He was like a yard offside.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, like
it wasn't good either way.
You ever seen that guy? He looks like Zeus. Remember from wrestling back in the day? That big dude that tried to fight Hulk Hogan. Juice offside. But that interception would end that game. But the Saints had a chance in overtime to finish it.
Yeah, back to that topic. Let's finish that topic before we start another one again. Because we keep just...
Yeah, we keep
But it's so
that.
there's so much. But that is just so bad. The fact that the NFL, it's really, really poor for the NFL. It's $1 billion organization, and they fucking the referee is so piss poor that they.
It's been inconsistent all year. It's been inconsistent 4 years. Like I'll go back to the Dez play and if you're a Pittsburgh fan, the Jesse James play. Like, okay, football move. They don't know the fucking rule book. Is basically what it is.
Well, this is what I'm saying about this play itself. Is bigger than that play. It's the whole season has been terrible. It's been deteriorating. Remember, right off the bat, obviously a Green Bay guy, Clay Matthews.
Oh yeah,
hit. And it's a roughing the pass.
And he even made sure to get off him without putting like he looked like
2 weeks in a row.
He looked like he just sacked a newborn and realized, hey, I just sacked a newborn. He's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, and didn't try to get up and he's trying to get up all nice and everything. And then he gets flagged to the 15-yarder. Oh my god, yeah, no.
I remember PVRing that game on the Friday night, and then Carrie, Tommy, and I had to go down to Michigan for lacrosse on the Saturday. We get back on the Sunday night about 8:00, and I'm going to watch this game, and I'm watching the flag, and I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
Can't believe what you're seeing, eh? Yeah. Okay. Dave the Viking in the background has distracted Ryan Smerhy at this point.
Why would you?
So he's doing his production shit. For anyone first watching, this is our first podcast. This is not gold by any means, but we're just trying to entertain you at this point.
I like to. I'm entertaining myself.
You are an entertainment. Who else? Is,
on a day like today, though, it's a Saturday afternoon.
Minus 15.
This is what
he's
you and I
wearing
be
a
doing
fucking
anyway.
Hawaiian shirt.
We'd be having beers. We'd be I got my orange shorts on.
It's basically what we'd be doing.
Anyway,
just talking, and I've always enjoyed it. Like, this is why we've been friends for so long. We've been friends since we met.
Something. Remind me to tell you something off air. I can't tell you on air.
Why?
Because
why would you allude to that on air? No, you got to say it now.
No.
You better make up something real fucking quick.
Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Shut up.
Genital warts. You got him. He doesn't have genital warts. I don't think.
No, I thought you said you did.
Oh, gout. You do have the gout.
Well, if you see my toes.
Yeah, zoom in on his toe, Dave.
My
get
mom,
the gout shot.
Well, my mom and dad, they've been running. Anybody knows my parents have been running every morning.
They're in wonderful shape, and if you're seeing us, they do not like us.
my mom's feet, though. My mom's foot is like one giant corn. With some toes. It's because she's been running forever and ever and ever. It doesn't matter if you get a $400 pair of running shoes. I mean, her foot is just like...
She needs to give out the running. I think she's just going to be like...
I remember being a kid living in Port Hope, and my mom would get up and go running every day. And my mom would be like, come on, Ryan, let's get up and go. And I'd be like, a kid, and I'd be like, fuck you.
Really? You haven't kept up jogging? That's surprising.
I used to run a lot.
Until you did.
Well, when I was with Carrie, that's when I got all heavy. I got like 250 pounds when I was with Carrie because Carrie could cook like, oh my God, nobody's business, right? And then I dropped when her and I split up. I dropped like 30 pounds.
I feel you there because when I got with Jugs Bunny for a podcast 6 here. When I got with Jugs, honestly, that woman can cook. I put on a solid 30 pounds real quick. Real fucking quick.
It was not a solid 30 pounds.
What, you think it's more?
No, it was not solid. There was nothing.
No. It was gelatinous.
It was voluptuous.
it was
voluptuous.
I'm curvaceous now.
I was 250 pounds of voluptuous.
We are both curvaceous women, I believe, eh?
I think my healthy weight is about 220. I'm 220 now. I'm about 220.
Well, I saw you do push-ups before we started this because you're getting psyched up.
Yeah.
And you looked exhausted after you did slam. In your defense, you slammed out a good 14 push-ups, and you looked exhausted.
Do you know what I used to do? I used to do 1,000 push-ups a day. I used to do just sets of 50, just
Don't
for fun.
turn this into a house of lies.
Just for fun. No, it's for fun.
Just for
Because I wasn't going to the gym and I wasn't working out and stuff. And I used to don't forget, like I'm 43. Like I'm kind of.
I don't think I've done 1,000 push-ups in my life.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I used to 1,000 push-ups every day just for the hell of it.
I did the gym class once. You had it 45, I think, in gym class, grade 12. And that
Remember
was
the beep test?
yeah.
Beep.
I asked for a
Change
smoke
direction.
break, I think.
Beep. Hold on, I just shit my pants.
Oh yeah,
Beep.
no, guys would just be.
Come on, you guys, you could do better.
Yeah,
Put more effort into
I
it.
remember.
All the 16-year-old kids are like, "Oh yeah, I'm all about this."
No, it's just absolutely. I felt bad for the big kids back then. Do you remember that? The ones with the husky boys. They're in the beat. They were just
They were the linemen.
by level 4. They're just fucking dying.
They were the linemen.
I bet you they don't do that. We should get facts on that. Do they still do a beep test?
Yeah, for sure.
Do they? Yeah.
Cora does it in her school.
No way.
Yeah.
What a useless tool to measure somebody's athleticism.
I thought for sure in these days of how it is with bullying and all that, they would have eliminated the beep test. Like honestly, I don't know yet. My son's 7, so I don't know. He hasn't gone and done that. I imagine he'd crush it because this kid's all energy all day. However, but that beep test, man, I remember we'd be talking about that 2 weeks in advance and a week after and being like, what was that about? Why do we have to do that? Out of nowhere. They're just like, okay, you guys have to run for an hour straight or you're going to fail gym class. And everybody's like, oh, what the fuck?
But see, in high school, it was no problem for me to run with no problem. Like I used to run 5 miles every day. It was no problem. And like doing the beep test is there's such a useless, and because I was a snotty little bastard in high school too, there's absolutely 0 point to this. There's 0 test of your athleticism on the beep test. Like
it gets a little quicker every time.
What are you trying to test? Are you trying to test endurance?
You know
what is it? Doesn't do endurance. Like I don't know.
It's endurance for sure.
It does not test your fucking endurance. What endurance is staying at a certain level for a specific amount of time. This is not what it does.
It definitely I mean, you have to run. Okay.
I'd like to see you do this right now.
Oh, I know. The two of us doing it.
I'd like to see you go from the sliding glass door to the wall. 6 times.
Over under for our next Saturday. If you guys want to get at us, what's our handle? Do we have a Twitter or anything handle yet on our podcast?
What do we call it? Sober is my middle name.
Sober is my middle name on
Do we
Twitter.
have a picture you can take and throw it up there? What's another picture?
Yeah.
Do you have an original one?
Yeah.
So, okay, if you guys want to see us run the beep test, if we get enough hits, we will run the beep test. Ryan and I will we'll do it in the backyard right in the snow.
Yeah, well, actually,
Dave, shoot the backyard. Yeah, touch the fence and back. Well, dude, could you imagine?
The backyard's good because it's not too huge.
And then we could do a poll question. Who's going to win? Like, and if those, like,
nobody wins.
sure, I'm smaller than Ryan, I'm skinnier than Ryan, but I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. So the money might be on the big man here.
Why don't we do a bench press contest?
I don't know. Actually,
don't even act for 1 second.
You look pretty exhausted after those 14 push-ups. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, sure, overall weight.
Yesterday I did 200 push-ups in 20 minutes.
Again, House of Lies.
I had to go down to the medicine wheel.
Shout out to everybody in Alderville and Roseneath. That is genius, okay? What they're doing out there, we won't get into the details, but everybody knows what we're talking about. You hit those places. They are awesome.
I can't believe the different amount, because I'm not a marijuana guy. I can't believe
you haven't been up until about 6 months ago. You were like, I'm getting on this train.
But I'm still not. Like, I've got it, but I can't. Like, I try. I've actually had to put effort into doing marijuana, doing it, smoke, whatever you do with it.
Because you do have to plan ahead. Like, for a guy like us, like, you're a bit older than me, but still, like, I'm in my 30s, mid-30s. You're obviously older than that. for guys like us, we've got to think about, if we're not regular marijuana users, we've got to think about when we're going to use marijuana. Because for me, I have to think about, hey, I don't have any shit to do for the next like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Especially not driving, especially not doing anything important with my family. All I'm going to do is maybe cook. Well, probably cook because I get the munchies. Shout out Jugs Bunny. I get the munchies. And then I'm scheduling a fucking nap after I eat. That is why I get stoned at this age.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Even now, I feel when I don't like to get stoned. I don't like it at all.
You don't like the feeling?
No.
No, a little anxiety.
It's different. I mean, I can sit down. Everybody who knows me well knows that it's no problem for me to 24 tall boys.
Oh yeah, well,
it's no problem at all. But I can't.
We're drinking right now, obviously.
To get stoned is an issue. I don't like that. I don't like the feeling. It's
not if we got stoned before this podcast, everybody like, oh yeah, just get stoned. Those, have a great time. No, it's not like that. It's like for guys like us, it's a little different. Get a little anxiety.
Well, I literally, with the exception of my sister and Dave, I'm literally like the only person on the planet who doesn't love getting stoned. Well, my mom and dad wouldn't touch it. No, you see when I opened that at Christmas time, I had that marijuana. It was the Afghani stuff. I got the medicine wheel, so I pop it open.
They just called Afghani stuff.
Dude. That's what it's called. The product's called Afghani.
Yeah, they give it all kinds of crazy names like green crack.
I pop it open. There's another story about anyway. Yeah. So I pop it open. I'm like, Rochelle, smell this. Rochelle's with us. Smell this. Rochelle's like, no. She runs away like she's gonna get stoned if she smells it, or it's gonna fucking hurt her.
There's a lot of misconceptions about weed. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And so I prefer when Jugs Bunny and I, we get into the edibles.
Dave, can you come here and take my space for a second? Yeah, I need to take my space.
Okay, so actually at this point, we're going to do a quick intermission. Ryan is absolutely called an intermission, so we're going to go from there. We'll see you in the second period.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right. All right, let's start all over. And we're going to start with the green room talk. And we'll go from there.
Yeah, and I'll do the intro period too.
Yeah,
and then actually do need to do another clap. Really visible one.
Okay. Period 2 with Ryan Cam. Hello, my radio voice is kicking in. Recap of period 1. Ryan and I challenged each other to bench presses and a beat test in the snow in the backyard. Because we think, do you remember?
Physically, you're not going to beat me in it. Is.
Yeah. You're in great shape. I'm worried about this.
We saw you.
I saw you get exhausted over the play. We won't get back.
We just saw you in a white wife beater earlier.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you maybe
made the set in 10 minutes. Level as fuck. You could set your watch to that shit.
It is good.
It is, and it looks absolutely. I like the Wolves.
I love the Wolves.
Yeah.
I actually
your boyfriend Justin Trudeau. We should get him on. We should challenge Justin Trudeau if you're listening. Get in here immediately. We will rock you because we love
Justin Trudeau's busy shedding tears somewhere over an issue.
I'm making a heart sign if you're just listening.
Let me see it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I don't think I can do it. Like, how do you do it like this?
I don't know.
Is this a heart sign? Because I'm about love.
You are about love. Anyway, okay, so let's begin period 2, like a hockey game. Let's begin with a discussion about the green room.
Okay, the green room. So we do have a green room here. The green room where if you're a superstar and you're on a hot TV show, something like
us,
David Letterman, our show. If you're on our show, we got a green room. The green room, however, is the bathroom. So right now in the bathroom on the countertop, can we take the camera over there so they can see it?
No, I don't think
is that something that can actually happen?
There's no need to have cameras in the bathroom whatsoever.
Because right beside the toilet, I've got a great big bowl of hot chicken wings with the nice big bucket of blue cheese.
With Fred's red hot sauce, because we can't actually say what it is. It's Fred's red hot sauce. Fred's Fred makes some fucking hot sauce. It's delicious. I love how you incorporated the blue cheese, even though.
Oh, the blue cheese is the sexiest thing in the world.
Remember how sick you got off the blue cheese from that one time we went out for wings?
It was the fucking wings.
Yeah, I don't know. You said it was the blue cheese.
You only need one person to eat one little
for like
bit.
3 days.
I was like, it took me 6 months to recoup.
6 months.
It was like 7 days before I went for a bottle. I couldn't. I was sitting
That's
on the
a bummer.
toilet. It was just coming.
It wrecked your
everywhere.
drinking?
It wrecked everything.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
I was deteriorated. I was done. I was dehydrated. I even went at one point. I managed. This is when I lived in downtown, and I didn't have a telephone.
I remember that, the Clubhouse of Doom.
Yeah, Clubhouse of Doom. I had nothing. Remember the time?
The
I'll tell that story with the cat in a sec.
No, we won't.
Yeah, I'm totally telling that story.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story.
Go for it.
Yeah, but
The Clubhouse of Doom.
when I was this sick down there in the Clubhouse of Doom, and I didn't have my own telephone, so every day I can't take 2 steps without vomiting or
Yeah.
and I had to walk across the road.
And you're driving down the road and your pants explode.
Sliding into home and your pants are full of foam. But I
remember I taught my nieces that song.
Well,
Their dad got so mad at me because they did it at school. You drive down the road and your pants explode.
That's what kids are for, to teach them such things.
Yeah.
So diarrhea. I had to go to the put a quarter in the machine, right, and call work. And half the time I go over there and I might go with 1 quarter. You think somebody would learn this, right? But after like 3 days of dehydration, your brain just does not.
You're exhausted.
Yeah, you're done. So I go over and I'd be like, I can't come in. And my manager at work at the time, and she was awesome about it.
I remember, didn't she come see you to make sure you're okay?
No, that's it.
That was another time.
We'll talk about something else. Yeah. But anyway, so I was super sick. It took me 6 months to recuperate from the stamina. Doom. I actually went down to the pharmacist at the drugstore, and I said, well, look, here's my problem. Like, I hate this.
I need the opposite of laxatives.
he actually said to me, he's like, you know what, you just got to let it run its course. I almost punched him in the fucking head.
Need a pill that is like a block of cheese at this point right now.
I felt terrible for the guy because it's not his fault. I just felt so terrible. And it was like, literally, it was like 7 days before I could have a drink.
I don't know if I turn on to the old Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee's beautiful stuff. And it's beautiful because you buy this stuff. It's not like you go to a party with 12 old Milwaukee Ice tall boys.
And no one's going to steal your beer.
No one's walking around. Ryan Smerhy's the only person walking around.
Yeah. I remember when they had the girls on the can. You loved that shit.
Teddy, and remember they used air fresheners used to come.
Yeah. I remember you gave me one because you had
like 40s, 30s, and 40s pin-up models.
Yeah.
The air fresheners.
And you know what? It was a good air freshener.
Well, it was fresh.
For a minute.
Yeah.
It didn't hide the old Milwaukee smell.
No, it didn't. The stale beer.
Not gents. No.
You'd still go to bed and people would be like, you gotta brush your fucking teeth.
You gotta brush your teeth. That's what we should call this podcast. You gotta brush your teeth. Could you imagine? Change it from sober as my middle name to you gotta brush your teeth.
What's the Clubhouse of Doom? Oh, the Clubhouse of Doom story.
Yeah,
here we go.
Okay.
So that was back when I had those 2 kittens. I had a cat. One cat was named Gina, and one cat was Paul Orendorff. Those are my 2 cats.
And we worked together at this point. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So Gina and Paul Orendorff, they were little kittens at the time. So the bathroom that I had, you'd walk into the bathroom and there was a great big mirror. So if you're a guy, you're standing there, you're having a squirt, and you look at this giant mirror.
In the mirror.
Yeah, it's a great big mirror.
That. Yeah.
And the mirror looks into the back of the bathtub. I don't know what was going on, but these cats, this one little kitten.
Got into the blue cheese.
Yeah, he was into the blue cheese. He jumped into the bathtub. Cam, super soft stomach, Mr. Pussy. He jumps into the cat. He's having a squirt. He's looking at this the mirror, which is reflecting back into the
bathtub where the cat was.
So the cat jumped into the bathtub, and the cat just let her go. It just had the craziest bloody diarrhea of all time. So Cam's ex-girlfriend and I were he comes running out. He was puking.
Oh yeah, it's super weak stomach.
Crying and throwing up all over. And I'm like, oh, it was the grossest thing of all time. Like, it was gross.
No, this is the most horrible. That thing haunts my dreams, okay?
And the cat was healthy. The cat was fine.
The cat was not healthy,
The cat was okay.
That cat was eating a mix of your supplements and probably drinking bowls of old Milwaukee.
And it was giant. That was giant. It
That was
wasn't Paul
giant.
Orndorff.
Yeah, I remember when you let one go to be free when you moved. Yeah.
That was at the Clubhouse of Doom. That place
Clubhouse
is
of
downtown
Doom,
Peterborough,
yeah.
Ontario.
Shout out to Carrie Can.
Yeah.
She and her
Yeah.
husband Dave. Dave played the Clubhouse of Doom, I remember.
Yeah, what
An
a great
acoustic
concert
set.
that was.
That was awesome.
At the Clubhouse of Doom. He had
I
his guitar, the
believe
acoustic.
we were on drugs when we watched Dave play his set there. We might have been on some drugs when we watched that.
There's a good chance.
Yeah, it was all request with Dave.
The best part is we were all partying, having a great time. You had a giant bag of popcorn. Dave's outside. He's he's on the top floor, out on the balcony.
no one can
and he's
picture
playing.
this. So
But
yeah,
remember,
he's
you got a
playing
giant,
guitar. Yeah,
you had a giant bag.
I
of
couldn't
popcorn.
quite open it properly, so I had to fit. And
Yeah, you whipped it,
popcorn
and all
on
flew over the fan, and your ex lost her mind on you. And we're all like, "That's the funniest shit ever."
It was funny. Yeah,
Everybody thought it was funny, but her.
the ex was bananas.
Yeah.
And she needed.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Let's not get into her.
You know,
But, yeah,
I have an ex every couple of days.
not like that. She is nuts. Anyhow, moving along. Let's talk about.
Can you move
I
the
was-
mic a little bit closer to your face, Frank?
I was
Why
at.
don't you move the mic to your face?
How's
How's that?
So I'm at the liquor
Yeah.
store last night, and this is Friday night after a long fucking week of work. Like
The dude
obviously,
that's Dave.
my friends who don't know me, I drive forklift outside. I unload trucks, and I'm in shipping and receiving. Anyway, so
He's a pussy. He will not bring the forklift over here so I can go for a spin on it.
it would be awesome if I could.
Don't be a
Actually,
pussy
you
about
know
it.
what? Hey, if we get enough viewership, maybe I could bring my forklift deal. Shout out to the Toyota outside propane make, model number 8FGU32. Great model.
Hey, here's a question for you. A quick propane question.
Okay.
So last night I was barbecuing some ribs, and what I did was I
Keto diet, right?
What?
Keto diet? You're on the keto diet?
I don't know what the fuck. I was making ribs. I don't know what you're talking about. So I went and I opened up the propane tank, and as soon as I open it up and I go to fire it up, the propane just starts spraying all over. And I'm guessing it's because of the cold.
No. It's cold to begin with. Propane is it's freezing.
Yeah, but it was spewing out of when
Yeah.
I unlocked
Yeah.
it. But the actual nozzle that attaches to the hose that attaches
Right.
to the propane. I think what happened because of the cold that loosened up.
Oh, you might have lost your O-ring.
Okay, let's not make this.
No, I'm
about
serious.
You, and your
You
fan-
probably lost the O-ring and the receptacle.
about you and your fantasy receptacle.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't
you
know where
lost
you're going
your-
with this.
Well,
but
that's the seal. Like, you know, when
I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
Yeah.
And you're actually being like,
No, honestly, probably. Anyway, regardless, is the propane shut in? It's below zero, isn't it? Do you freeze your fingers or what happened?
baby oil in your pocket. You're just happy to see me.
Both. But what happened? Did
Yeah.
you get cold?
Well, no, I tightened it up because it was super loose.
Oh, that is my cell phone ring, ladies and gentlemen. It is in my pocket. Let's see who it is. It might be a surprise guest on our show.
Oh, look at this! I got a text from my mom. You mad at us? Is Will in goal? Is Ottawa playing Peterborough tonight?
Oh, it's Ross. Or I'll call you back. You gotta edit that out. That's gotta be, honestly,
Yeah, sure.
that sucks. Okay.
So, on a serious side note,
Yes.
I got this thing. I don't want to talk about this, but we're gonna have to bring it up at some point because I know everybody's got their own opinion, their own idea. I talked to a really clever physicist, and he actually said, you know what? He doesn't actually believe that there's life anywhere else except for us. And I'm like, that's just so astronomically. And I'm a pretty limited with my intellect, and I'm thinking it's unbelievably astronomically impossible to think that there's not life
Sure.
somewhere else. But here's the thing. Though. They're not like the whole Roswell thing. Like human beings, see, one human being, like we can have our own thought. We can think intelligently by ourselves. But when other people start getting involved collectively as a group, we become a little bit dumb, a little bit stupid. So there's no
So
way.
you think there should just be your thoughts and what do you have minions or?
Well, I'm a
is
little
that-
sharper than most people, actually.
Okay.
So what happens is there's no way in the world, Roswell, New Mexico, an alien, like, there's no fucking way an alien space, what is a flying saucer? Is it a flying Chevette? We don't know, but it comes from
A flying Chevette. It's
whatever,
not-
we don't know, but it comes from a different, wherever it comes from, it's not in our backyard. Like, it's a little farther away than that. So
Okay.
it's got all that technology to
So-
travel across space, and it gets here, and it's going to run out of gas and crash.
Is that what your thoughts? That's
not
why.
gonna
That's
happen. It
why
just
we
doesn't
see
happen.
them. It's we see them because they're almost out of gas.
There's never been any such thing as a recovered spacecraft. There's no such thing.
Right.
Because there's no way. Yeah, I'm a weak man. Rich.
I don't know,
I'm a weak
Men in
man.
Black. That they nailed it, man. They got a whole underground. Anyways, I think I'm on board with what Joe Rogan says, where there's a universe out there where two people that look exactly like
Well,
us
it's a string,
are
right?
doing the exact
That's
same
the string.
thing.
The theory is a string theory, and you've got the same universe that's side by side.
You got
And
seven.
there's ultimate universe too, where you've got many, many, many. Maybe there's an infinite amount of universes that are identical to ours.
Right.
Because when you really start thinking about the Big Bang, all of a sudden, as massive as everything is on a distance level, how confusing it gets for the human mind, right? Like, we're just not clever enough or sharp enough to figure that out. But when you think about the Big Bang, things become significantly less large, and it's a lot easier to imagine a whole many more universes.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Can you?
Now, I don't know how we got into this, but
It
it's
really
fun, so
did.
let's
It
go.
really depends how stoned you are to think about how far away this whole universe thing can be. Because if you honestly think that there's nothing else out there, I'm sorry, but you're stupid. Because there is, right? But do we have any understanding about it? Do we have any?
By the way, do you realize Dave's father, he's a
Good
physics
segue.
professor in the University of Alberta, and he has won the Nobel Prize in physics. He was with a team of people, was he not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So he
project
individually did not.
So
he's still not entirely a failure, Dave.
No, he's quite good.
Yeah, he's with a team of physicists, and they won the Nobel Prize
You know what?
in
And that-
physics for the Higgs boson.
I feel bad for Dave because Dave produced this whole podcast and he's listening to us talk, and his dad won a Nobel Prize.
Well, Dave.
Here's Dave.
Yeah. Here's
But
to a cheers to
honestly,
Dave. There's to
you
a
know what?
cheers.
I honestly cheers Dave after because we should show week one. You did well though.
We shouldn't show week one.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know what happened.
The 8-year-old Bacardi got hold of Ryan that day. Anyways, let's talk about people. I'm having problems with people these days that are driving in the snow like fucking idiots. Okay.
I don't think that's something that. It's an infinite.
No. Like I'm gonna go ahead and say it first of all. And if you don't have winter tires on your car, I'm not saying truck, I'm not saying SUV, I'm saying car. If you don't have winter tires on your tiny car, like your, like whatever 150
You're kind
horsepower,
of douchey
if you don't have winter tires on, you're a fucking idiot.
because you're kind of putting everybody else up.
Yeah. Okay. I come to work the other day and a guy was in the ditch, and honestly, that was a right turn that
Like you should.
everyone can make, right? Like we're talking
It is.
to people all around. We will do a survey of people in the room. If you don't have fucking winter tires on your car, you're a fucking retard. Like, sorry, I shouldn't say the R word,
You
but
shouldn't say that.
in
word.
context, you know what I mean. You're an idiot if you don't
Yeah.
have winter tires
Yeah,
on
I
right
shouldn't
now.
say that.
So anyway, but in the same context, these people that have trucks that think that they can drive through all this and do burnouts and spinouts and fucking night riders. Like, so I'm at the LCBO after work. I haven't
Okay.
had a wee drop
Nice
of a
segue.
wee dram yet. I'm going in to get my fucking booze. I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah.
And I park in the diagonal slots, and I'm like, all right, a guy just got in. So I'm parked in my car with winter tires on, nice and safely. Guy pulls in beside me. He's got his Dodge Ram, and he decides, hey, I'm going to peel out of my spot without looking while a car is coming. And instead of going where I was originally going to go, the exit, because I cut this person off, I'm going to peel out and go to the back because I made a mistake. Now, when he does that, he shoots salt and sand and all that shit all over my car. What do you think I did? Like, so I get out, and he has to, of course, do a UE and come back out because he went the wrong fucking way. Comes back. So I stop this trucking idiot, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You made a mistake? You did a burnout because you made a mistake? And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I get in front of him, and then he starts revving the engine at me. I'm like, okay,
Ooh,
yeah, you're gonna run me over, douchebag. Like, come on.
ooh.
So anyway, he starts
Vroom,
running.
vroom.
I'm like, just get out. Let's talk about this. No. This guy, I can tell right away. This guy, well, put it this way. He's not using the truck for work. He's using the truck because I got a truck.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a guy who needs a truck. He's a guy who has a truck.
Yeah.
And he's, right? So I get out of the car. Let's have a talk about this. No. Yeah. So, all right. And then he revs the engine one more time. So I kicked him, Cody Parkey field goal in his bumper. Why not? Right? Still didn't get out of the car. Still didn't get out of the fucking car. It's all right. Come on, man. Let's talk about this. Like, you just shot salt all over me. I want to talk about this. No.
Unfortunately,
Still didn't get out of the car. I put another one. I put a Matt Prater one in his front bumper.
there's completely
He kept revving his engine, so every time he did, I kicked the field goal into his fucking plastic bumper.
So
He wouldn't get out of the car. He just kept revving his engine because...
I got two trains of thought in this.
Okay.
So the first train of thought is, you would do something like that. You'd be that ignorant, rude. The best thing you do is roll your window and say, "Sorry, man, I was a jackass. I can't believe I."
Right.
I
That's all.
apologize.
That's all I was really looking for. Like,
In this
you're a
day and
fucking
age,
idiot.
Point two is, we've got. I don't know if we become, and I'm the same. Like I get like that where I'm so busy, I become absent-minded and I get stressed out and I'm linear. Like boom, boom, boom. Let's get this done, and I go crazy. So it's easy to become rude. It's easy to become rude and polite.
Sure, it is.
You gotta be able to be like, I was a douche.
You got to be able to swallow it, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But do you still maintain your douchebaggery by not talking about it, not doing anything, just revving your engine at me to get out of your way because you just went the wrong way? Like, you're in such a
then
hurry.
you become the what's the action and the
went
reaction,
the wrong
right?
way.
So if you're reacting to somebody else's action, those are two different things, right? You say somebody does something douchey, and you're going to react to that. So who's at fault? Well, first of all, it's the same thing when you're in hockey, right? So you get one guy that starts a fight, and then he hides behind the player, and then the guy who he started the fight with gives him a punch, and the guy who punched him was reacting to the action.
Right.
He gets penalized.
Right.
Well, so it's sort of it's one of those things where you got to kind of put your head in your shoulders, and you got to be like, well, you know what? I'm gonna
just
break
wanted
your fucking
to say,
headlights
just
with your own head.
and I did. I was yelling it. I just said, just don't fucking do that to like a single mom or not even just bad example, but just like, do you cover someone's car in snow if they're not in the car? Like, do you need to do a burnout because you peeled out of your spot and then realized, hey, I just cut someone off. I've got to go that way and then turn around and then, someone caught me. Like,
I'm fortunate because the way I was raised by my parents.
You don't have a Dodge Ram for anything that you don't need for work.
my parents are very, in the way, like I'm one of the biggest jerks in the world, but I'm not. So. But I'm not deliberately, like, I try to be polite and fair and great with everybody. Like, my dad loses his mind, and my dad's, like, I guess I shouldn't say my dad's favorite word, eh, Dave?
No, corksucker.
But then there's Glynis, who everything.
Smerhy.
I'm a lot more like Glynis, where everything is, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm sorry. But
no, but
it takes a lot for my mom and I to get upset.
I get it. People make stupid mistakes, but when you make a stupid mistake, why do you have to amplify that by making 4 more ones? Like revving your engine at someone. And then giving the finger from locked doors and shit. When people just want to say, hey man, let's acknowledge you're a fucking idiot.
This is
Let's
my
talk
third
about
point.
this real quick. I just need a sorry, and then I'll let you drive away.
I said 2 points, but this is my third point on this. If you're actually that big of a jackass, where you're in the Dodge Ram and you're sitting there firing the engine up, and somebody's beating on your vehicle, and you caused a problem, and you don't have the stones to apologize, and then the guy beats up your vehicle, and you have not got the stones to get out and be like,
the resolution was like after I fucking kicked 3 good field goals in his plastic bumper, and yeah, damn right, check it out, license plate AF douchebag. Anyway, after I did kick these 3 field goals in, I stepped aside, and he does another fucking wheel spin, like, yeah, man, rear wheel drive, way to go.
ooh.
Yeah, make sure you get your fucking dad's truck back to him. Like, come on, I just had to air that grievance, Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
Which reminds me, I remember way back in the 90s when the Dodge Rams first came out.
They were badass, right?
The new
that
Dodge
was
Rams,
like
yeah.
the grill everybody
So,
wanted.
Good friend Greg Clark, and they own Bon Ivan Windows, the Clark family out there.
Shut up.
So what happened was Ivan and Bonnie, they had a new truck, and Greg was on the farm, and Greg did all of the, like, Ian was unbelievable. They all did everything out there, right? Everything was great.
They have a truck for work, is what you're telling me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But what we used to do with the cool guys, for whatever bizarro reason, like they would always being the farmers, right? They'd take their dirt bike. So Greg had a brand new RM. Was it a 250? He had a brand new RM 250 slingshot. So it's in the back seat of the car, in the back seat of the back of the truck.
Oh, this is an actual slingshot, like a physical.
No, it's an RM 250 slingshot, a Suzuki. So it's a
Okay, yeah.
unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And at the time I had a CBR 600. I can't drive a dirt bike, man. I jumped on the dirt bike. I can't ride it because the thing's like winding out behind me all over the place. Just wing, and sliding out. You know.
No.
So we were going from the Walmart parking lot here, Milroy Drive, to the other end.
Up in the north end.
Yeah.
Shout
And
out north side.
it's fucking
we are
raining.
north.
I'm sitting on the back of the bike, like, so there's like 2 or 3 people in the cab, and I think Bobby Davis is in the back of the flatbed with me, and I'm on the back of the bike, and it's above everything, and it's raining, and we're flying along, and I'm like being a jackass, like, look at me, I'm driving the bike.
So you're in the bike in the back of the truck?
Yes,
Okay.
sitting on the bike, and it's all strapped down, being cool. So what are the chances?
That's hilarious.
Like 1 in a million, though. A cruiser is coming the other direction.
Of course, not 1 in a million. It's really
It's never.
It's
You
like
don't see a cruiser anywhere. So what do? Bobby and I jump off the bike. And there's like a tarp or something. So I pull the tarp over me. So I feel
You're hiding in the bed of the truck with the tarp over you.
Oh yeah, we jump. I just slid right because we're going one direction and the cruiser's the other direction, right? So and the cruiser saw me. I'm like above the cab and everything, and I'm jumping around the back of the bike like a hero, just being a jackass. So I jumped right off, right, as soon as I saw the cruiser, and I lied down and I pulled the tarp over me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel Greg slow down, pulls over. And
you know you're getting pulled over.
Oh, sure shit. And we see the lights, and the guy, he walks up, he's got the flashlight, the officer, he pulls it up, he's like, it's fucking done, boys, I saw you, okay, just get out. Just get in the fuck. He didn't even say anything, he's like, just get in the back of the cab, put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, you're going to sit down for the night.
Yeah. The officer was really great about the whole thing, right? He's like, and he gave us a lecture, you guys could be hurt and injured and stuff.
So you didn't have to go to the drunk tank?
No.
Wow.
I don't think I was boiled.
Jeez. Okay, let's talk about that then. Okay. They can give you a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason.
Yeah.
They pull you over at 4 o'clock. Well, not even 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's talk 11
but it doesn't
o'clock.
serve any purpose. Everybody's up in arms about this, but it serves no purpose.
No,
it doesn't serve any purpose.
Honestly, man. End of the month. We haven't got enough DUIs.
Is this a municipal, a provincial? What is that?
I think it's Dave, do you know that?
It's federal, actually.
It's federal. Dave the Viking say it's federal.
The whole idea is
countrywide. So, probably not Alberta though. They live by their own rules, lawless. Anyways, but listen, they can give you a breathalyzer for just looking at. So this bothers me. This bothers me a lot because I just think
the scenario I read was this. Like, let's say that you go out for a drive. Let's say you go and pick up a beer at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You go pick up a case of beer at 1 in the afternoon. You go running around, you do your groceries at 11 o'clock, and you go eat your beer at 1, and you come home. At 1 o'clock, you start crushing pints. And at about 2 hours later, at 3 in the afternoon, they can come to your house and say,
We're
we've had
talking
reports you've been drinking and driving.
Saturdays. Like, I get that. But, like, the normal, like, for them to institute the fact that they can just say, hey, buddy, look like you're having fun. Let's give you a breathalyzer. And say you're rolling the dice. All right. Say you've had, for instance, 1 or 2 beers like we do.
Yeah.
Right. And you're being responsible, but you've had 1 or 2 beers. At this point, you're shitting yourself, right? There's a ride program. Over Christmas this year, I went into 4 ride programs. In their defense, it was at night. I was on afternoon shift, so I'm getting off at midnight. I'm coming home.
Where?
It's midnight on Lansdowne Street.
I haven't been to a fucking ride program, and like I'm 43 years old. I think I've been through one ride program in my life.
Well, that's because you're not out and about, and like I say, I'm hitting them on the way home from work. But I'm just a little perturbed with the fact that they can just flex your muscle, and it's a waste of goddamn time and money to say, hey,
it's a little bit of
we're going to give you a random breathalyzer.
It's definitely a bit of an encroachment. Like
Sure.
it's nobody's,
It's not right, man.
If you're like I said, the scenario that I understood was, and I don't know my facts here. I'm just telling you what I read, which may or may not be factual.
Yeah, I heard.
If you go at 11 o'clock in the morning, you hit 3 or 4 grocery stores, you fill up your gas tank, everything you need, you grab your case of beer, you come home, you're home by 1 in the afternoon, and then you crush 6 beers. Well, apparently, if some jackass phones the police and says, well, this guy was clearly drunk, so they can show up at your door at 2 in the afternoon after you've had 6 beers and say, well, and then do your breathalyzer and say, well, you're being charged for drinking and driving. Well, that's a little bit of horseshit.
Why don't they just...
The issue, the actual...
Yeah.
Rule with it.
And again, I don't know it.
Well, the actual rule is the onus is on you to prove that you were not impaired while driving home at 1.
Okay, so here's the disgusting thing, is that as far as the legal department in this entire country, or whatever country, so let's say somebody walks up and says, Dave, you touched my junk, and I'm going to the police about it. You know what? You're innocent until proven guilty. But the reality is that's not the way it is. You guilty motherfucker. We're not going to corroborate stories, and you're guilty. You're charged. You're in trouble. You got to deal with it. And this is the exact same issue.
It's on the spot stuff. I still think that there should be reasonable doubt. Like if there's
well, hold on. We're getting beyond that because we're getting to a point. There's no reasonable doubt. Like what Dave's saying, you've got to prove you were sober.
Yeah.
Well, how am I gonna prove? Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you. Like, let's be stupid here, okay? Because the police officers have a hard job. Like, I'm not ripping the police officers. They got a difficult job. Do you really think a police officer wants to deal and enforce this? A police officer is gonna be like, "Are you kidding me? I got shit to do. I don't want to show up to some guy's fucking house and say." You know what? An hour ago, you're driving around.
Did you hear about one of the worst DUIs this year was by a cop falling asleep at a red light? Yeah.
That's wicked.
Right on Chemong there. Yeah.
Like police officers have a difficult job.
Well, sure they do.
And they deserve...
We all got difficult jobs. Nobody likes their job. Let's be serious. But, like, how hypocritical is that? One of your own was caught at a red light sleeping.
Well, they still have to enforce the law. Like the police officer was obviously charged and in a lot of trouble.
Not really. He didn't even lose his job over that. Whereas if you drove for UPS and you got a DUI, your job's gonzo.
You're done. Yeah.
Gonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what was the most jackass things? And again, I respect the police. They've got a super difficult job.
Sure.
I do, and I'm not just blowing sunshine up people's ass.
Okay, and hang on. Let's talk about this. Okay. Why do people in Peterborough, if you are fooling around with the fucking drugs that people are fooling around with, why are people not going and getting their free Narcan kit? Do you understand? Like, why are they not going?
They're afraid to be tracked, probably. They're afraid that they're going to all of a sudden be put on a radar, that they're probably already on a radar. But again, if you're a police department, you're probably not looking for, okay, that guy is taking...
No, maybe. That's a good point.
The guy's taking a pill. So what? who's
Yeah, but
giving him
I'm
the
talking
pill
about-
and who's giving the guy that gave him the pill all the pills.
I'm talking about though the people doing fentanyl and stuff like that. They had 4 deaths in January this year already.
That doesn't seem like a lie, honestly.
That's
and I don't
a
mean to be
lot.
disrespectful,
In
but
Peterborough, that's a
lot.
lot, bro.
See, I thought it was like like the way we hear it in the media. I feel like it's like
4
50
is a
week.
lot. No, that's an epidemic because these people aren't being prescribed that.
Yeah.
Obviously. And why aren't people going out and having the Narcan kit handy? Go get the kit.
Well, because they're probably afraid. They're like, well, if I
Okay.
go in there and you're not going to
But
be
they're-
charged on the spot, but
Well,
you're
they're
going to
rolling
be
the
identified.
dice every time they get high on this shit.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been arrested before? If you ever get arrested, it's a lot of fun. You got to have a good time with it. But what happens is you're identified, like all your tattoos, your scars, everything. It's all identified, right?
Yeah.
And then you get that picture, and then you hear the
So-
clink. So, but here's the reality: is they're doing the same thing. Is once you walk
think
in there,
snapshot,
you get that.
bam. Why is this
You're
guy
being
asking for that?
identified.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
But
maybe,
they're not. But those people got to
well,
understand.
maybe that's what they should do then. They should do an anonymous.
It's in their best interest.
It's like
to do
one of
this.
those, like in the States where it's like they hand in their guns and they get a fucking free tank of gas or something. You know what I mean?
You know what's really fucked up?
What?
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
and it again, I don't know the facts, and I'll tell you what my opinion is without knowing the facts.
I'm listening, bro.
Australia has one massacre, and they outlaw the weaponry.
I heard this, and
Since then they've
we
had
don't
mass
mean to
shooting.
copyright Jim Jeffries here, but yes, I've heard that.
That's not Jim Jeffries.
No,
this
he's
is
the
a
one.
well-known fact.
Well, that's where I heard from. So just shout out.
Yeah, this is
Blah, blah.
well known. But you know
But-
what? After they banned the weapons.
Yeah,
So what is it, the Second Amendment in America that gives them the right to bear
there
arms?
was like,
And
what was the story? It was like 0 murders. Or
There's been
homicides.
no mass
Yeah.
shootings in Australia
Yeah,
since this shit
they just
was
said,
banned.
okay, unless you're hunting, which they do, and it's
Yeah, well, it's
Australia.
Australia. I'd carry a gun in
So,
Australia.
I mean, they
Gang raped by a bunch of snakes.
they call them crocs down there.
Crocs.
Crocodiles.
Crocs.
Yeah, you sure.
That's not a knife.
Oh, that's all right.
Get away from me, you pervert.
Paul Henderson.
You fucking pervert.
It's not football. Aussie reels football. Do you know when they score what we call a touchdown? They shoot a gun there when they score.
Okay,
That's how the ref doesn't do the hands up. He just fucking bam. That's as soon as he breaks the goal line. Boom! Yeah, there's no.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta pause this because I gotta hit the bathroom real quick.
Okay,
I gotta hit the loo. Who's gonna come in and step in for me, Dave?
I don't think so. I think this is the end of period 2. We'll do
Is this how we
period
do
3
period
coming up.
2? This on period 2.
End of period 2.
We'll do period 3 and an overtime.
Do you still want to do period 3, Dave?
Hey, well, remind me the story though that I'm gonna tell you about Sudbury.
Okay,
Sudbury.
coming up.
Write this down so we can go Sudbury.
Coming up, we're going to talk about Sudbury,
Sudbury.
and we're probably going to talk about some more Kiwi bullshit, too.
Sudbury Wolf. All right.
Boom. That is a gun sign to the air indicating touchdown, by the way, not
Boom.
not any sort of other reference. All right. Period number 3, a.k.a. The last period. You are with Ryan and Cam on our inaugural podcast.
So what are we doing? I guess we're wrapping this up for the first official on air thing.
I've been having a great time.
Yeah,
I
it's
enjoy it.
like I said, it's what we do. It's what we
love
do.
just talking, shooting shit, and I hope people want to listen to us and watch us, whatever they're doing, because I imagine they share some of the same opinions we do. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. What are you thinking, Ryan?
So, I'm saying that there's a few issues at hand that need to be
Discuss.
addressed.
Okay.
First of all, my good friend Dave Can is battling some stuff right now, and
shit.
I'm with him all the way. I love you, Dave
Foot
Can.
cancer, is it?
Yeah,
Some
fuck
sort-
cancer.
Foot cancer.
Yeah, but fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer is right.
It's an awful thing.
Yeah,
And
man.
Dave's Can's he's gonna beat it. He's gonna beat this.
I
He's a
can't
tough,
see why
he's,
not.
Well, he's tough. Here's the thing, but if you got a great positive
Those
attitude, you
guitar
wake up every
players are
day.
tough.
Oh, he's unbelievable. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna ask Dave if he'll do a guitar intro. Like he'll write a tune for us. Like Dave
Maybe
is
do
amazing.
that next show or the week after.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, or he could play while we do the beep test. He can do dun 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 dun. He could play bass guitar, do the dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Run, you fat bastard! Run, 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 run!
That'll be the Benny Hill theme.
Oh, yeah. Dun,
It's
dun,
not. He's
dun,
gonna
dun,
be the
dun.
trumpet. It's gonna be a. So with Dave, yeah. Shout out to Dave. Love you.
Shout out Dave and Carrie too. Carrie Can, you're a Steelers fan. Fuck the Steelers, but you rock. You're one of the best football fans out there. I know you think the Saints got robbed too, and I know you'll hate the
Everybody in the
Patriots
world
when.
knows that.
Oh yeah, I gotta throw this out there because I'm not sure if we'll get our next podcast out before the Super Bowl. Patriots 34, Rams 26.
Say that again.
Patriots 34, Rams 26. Won't be close.
I hate to say this, but in this day
Sean
and age we live
McVay
in,
is not
after what we saw last weekend. What was last weekend called? The All-Star Weekend, the Superstar Weekend,
the championship weekend.
Yeah.
AFC Championship, NFC Championship.
After what we have seen, I have nothing else to declare except for the championship. The NFL Super Bowl winner has already been declared. It's already.
I thought, and I'm on board. You and I both. If you guys don't know me and Ryan, we both think the NFL is rigged. We have for a long time.
Well, we fucking saw it more definitively than ever last weekend.
I thought for sure they wanted a KC Rams rematch. Remember that game in the Monday Night Football? It was like 54, 51 or something.
That was killer.
Like, that was absolutely one of the craziest video games of all time. So I think they won that. The Super Bowl's on turf. They wanted that again. So I think, but that they couldn't ignore the fact D Ford was offside, so they had to bring that interception back. That would have won the game. But and then they did their job and got the Saints off.
Do you realize that all this time I've been like, my sister Rochelle's a hooker, and everybody says that's awful. You can't say that about your sister. That's awful.
What's the matter with you?
Look at her. Look at Dave's sock. There's a hole in his sock. Why would Rochelle not say, Dave, you can't wear that sock?
Great segue, man. Like, come on. That's not funny at all.
It's not meant to be funny. You've got a hole in your sock.
You have a Hawaiian shirt on.
And it's a custom-made Hawaiian shirt that fits me perfectly, and I've got 3 others the exact same in there, and I've got 4 other Hawaiian shirts because this is what I wear. It's more comfortable. And look what you're wearing.
I look great. None of us look good. We get that. We're not visually appealing. That's why our podcast is mostly audio. Anyway,
there's not a lot of sexual appeal
for those listening. I think Rochelle is a lovely girl. Rochelle and I are great friends, and Dave is a wonderful guy. He might have a hole in his sock, however. I digress. You're wearing sandals.
Are those my sister's socks?
No.
They're your socks.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, we're going to wrap it up strong.
Can I ask you a question? Would you ever wear a pair of socks with a hole in them?
Socks with what?
Socks with a hole in them? Like a hole in your socks where your toe stick? You would?
Yes, everybody.
We're appealing to Martha, our one studio member audience here. So, listen, if we get enough interest next week, Ryan and I will run the beep test in the backyard.
Let's do we're going to do a Super Bowl thing, obviously, next week.
I hope so. We should be able to get our Super Bowl thing done before the Super Bowl.
There wasn't a lot of magic today. There wasn't a lot of really fun, in-depth, humorous, let's have an ass knee slapping joke kind of a day. So I'll get back on board and I'll be a little funnier. Today was a little nerve-wracking. I'm nervous. I get nervous.
It's our first podcast. I get that. Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Even though the green room was set up nice.
It was pretty gross.
You got a bathroom full of donuts.
Who eats in the bathroom?
Chicken wings and blue cheese.
Who wants to eat in the bathroom? That's gross.
I
had a great time, though. I really do enjoy your company, Ryan. And we've been best friends for a long time.
I love me too.
I really do.
Awesome.
If you want to stay tuned for extra hours, Martha is going to fill my seat here and have a chat with Ryan.
About 5 more minutes left here, and we'll do that. Martha and I are going to
no, I think I'm peacing out.
You're heading out?
Yeah, man, I got to go.
Okay.
It is dinner time. Jugs Bunny has got a wonderful meal.
What's she making?
I'm not sure. It's a surprise, but she is one hell of a cook. So I am going to go. And thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that we generate a lot of interest amongst you. And yes, if we do get enough interest, we will run the fucking beep test in the snow, in the outfits that
Oh fuck!
we're
Let me do one story. I got one story. One story.
okay.
The Sudbury Wolf story. The Sudbury Wolf story.
Last.
So
last
way back,
2
this
minutes
is the end. So way back in the day, with the Peterborough Beats, right? And you go back to Sudbury Wolves back in the day. So Major Junior A hockey and Sudbury Wolves. So they, everybody around here, you got to have been to Belleville, where back in the day the Belleville Bulls would score. They had a great big bull, and the eyes would light up, and they go, "Roar!" And the steam would blow out its nose. It was pretty aggressive. It was pretty good. It was pretty cool. So when you're in Sudbury, though, what they've got, and Sudbury's got one of the longest.
Is it a wolf like ours?
It's by far the worst thing you've ever fucking seen in your life. So it's.
Does it look like the
nothing
wolf
like this
Shaq?
these handsome looking beasts up here with their cross eyes? No. So every time the Sudbury Wolves would score, and they've got a long, great history franchise in Sudbury. A lot of great, super.
What else
amazing
do you do in Sudbury other than play hockey?
Go to Tim Hortons and do. I'll tell you another great story about Sudbury too. This is the craziest shit ever. Anyway, so we're there, and every time Sudbury scores a goal, they've got a.
And you're the visiting team, yeah?
Yeah, so you've got
Okay.
a great big the clock that hangs down, right? You've got your shot clock and your scoreboard and everything. It's all built to one thing, and they've actually got a wolf. That's a taxidermed wolf. That's the worst you've ever seen, and it's
Worse than
on
those.
a long wire from
Worse
the
than those
scoreboard
fucking
to the
things.
corner of the rink. In the Sudbury scores, it goes, "Arr!" and it comes bouncing along up and down. This look like a real full size wolf.
So
but
you shit the bed and let them score a bunch on you, I bet.
Oh, just to watch that, and
Yeah.
it bounces
And
up and down.
the coach was probably like, "Fuck, Smerhy, stop worrying about the wolf and play hockey."
And the wolf is
okay,
going to the
I want
back.
to talk about one thing too. Have you seen the Sonic insurance commercials
Which
with
one?
Doug Gilmore, Mike Vernon?
Oh
and
my God! Are you here to
Troglodyte?
play hockey or ride a bike?
Are you guys here to play hockey or are you going for a bike ride?
That's
I rewinded that. Are you guys here
Yeah.
to play hockey or going for a bike ride?
I thought the first one. What?
What's
you
your
guys
heart
not
rate at,
carb
coach?
load anymore?
You guys don't card load anymore.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all, yeah. And they're like,
This-
hey, I'm all the sippy dippy dolphin friendly GMO smoothies. You got that right, coach.
Yeah, those are good commercials.
What's your heart rate at, Truan? Right? What's your heart rate at, Smerhy?
Those are good commercials.
Your heart rate's at Duran's heart rate all the time.
Roke.
Steve-roke. You guys here to play hockey or are you going
You
for a
want
bike
to
ride?
ride a bike or play the hockey?
Do you want to play hockey or are you going for a bike ride?
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. That
Mike
was pretty
Vernon
good.
sitting there squeezing the thing, just looking like a crazy
Dougie
asshole.
Gilmore. Was it Dougie Gilmore who's there? He's sucking up the fucking spaghetti.
Yeah, Mike Vernon looks like he had Oxycontin for breakfast. Fucking staring in the distance, squeezing things, just like all out of it.
That's honestly one of the funniest things ever.
You here to play hockey or going for a bike ride?
What was
Qu'est-ce que c'est la fumée? Et la boue.
Okay, the other one more funny thing left is one more thing on the agenda.
Wait.
Sudbury. I can remember being in Sudbury at one time, and I was not there for hockey. I was there with some my friend who
John Tremblay.
married a woman. He married a woman from Sudbury.
Oh.
So yeah, we went to the. I don't know if I can say this on the air. I can't even say it.
Awesome.
So
You went to her house and the Eskimo said.
no, it's nothing. It just it was
Because
crazy.
it's up north. You'd think.
You're in the middle of
I don't
nowhere.
think we're going to get any viewers from Sudbury anyway, so.
Well, we're in Tim
What did
Hortons.
the Eskimo say from Sudbury? Ryan?
There was a very what's the politically correct term for small people? Is that it?
Little people.
Little people.
Yes.
So there's a very little people, and he was in a complete camouflage
very-
outfit, and he was on a scooter, and we go in to get order, and this guy comes flying out. He looked like he was a World War II veteran, and he came flying out in his military fatigues, and he was on this scooter, and he was like, he was awesome.
Oh, here's this one. Okay, we're talking about scooters here for a second. Inbounds, out of bounds. Right? scooters, mopeds on sidewalks. Because God knows they've made enough fucking lanes in the streets downtown.
Fuck that. The scooter stuff is out of control.
Yeah. Do you know you can get a DUI on one of those too? My buddy got one on there. Matt.
And you should.
I won't say
And you're
his last
trash
name.
because you can wind out in front of traffic. And let's say
Oh,
you're some jackass who's driving up the ride, and somebody you're driving up Schmong Road, and some jackass has got his, and he's like had a couple pints, and he whips in your leg thinking, "Oh, you can't hit me, I've got rights." And
they got that little platform between their feet, and they got their case of beer in between there. And they got the ski goggles and the snowmobile helmet from the 70s barreling down the fucking road.
Yeah.
No, my buddy Matt's got one of those, and he has a bumper sticker that says, "Slow down, take Xanax." It's fucking on his moped. Take a Xanax.
Do you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you right now.
You probably are riding a moped because you took too many Xanax and got one of those random DUI tests.
That's funny business.
Your eyes are going like
that's funny shit.
Your eyes
right
are going like Cookie Monster. Like you pulled over and go. Hey.
No, that scooter stuff is not. It's really not good.
No, and
It needs to be enforced
you
more.
need to have a license for that. I think you need. I'm probably yelling about this.
Like a gun license?
No, like you have to write like just a G1. Like, hey, I should be cut because I've seen two people. No offense, but your size jump on one of those fuckers, and they're outweighing the moped by 400 pounds.
By the way, I'm 220 pounds.
Yeah.
And my 180 pound friend to the right who can't do a push up.
Get real.
Anyway, moving forward. Sorry.
Yeah. You take one of you, and then you put one of those hippopotamus women on top of him, and they're fucking barreling down there in ski goggles, just whistling Dixie, and they cut you off on the main road. Oh, and one last topic. Let's talk about this. Okay, I'm in the South End. These driving school instructors.
Oh,
and they're
my
okay.
Lord.
We're gonna say
my word.
They're not from Peterborough. Let's just put it that way. If you're not aware, Peterboroughans, that people are coming from Toronto and Oshawa and the greater.
Isn't there one that's like the
GTA.
Pfister School of Driving?
Oh, there's the
Pfister School of Driving
AAA
Instruction?
plus Drive You Good School.
Yeah, the Pfister School of Driving Well.
Yeah, and the
We Drive You Good.
Okay, Drive School, thumbs up. That one, and
One
yeah,
how to do other things good too.
yeah. And then
Easy, Dave,
they
you fucking weirdo.
they got Alberta plates and crap where they're bending
North Dakota plates.
And I'm trying to drive my son to school at 9 o'clock in the morning, and these guys they got a car full, and they're doing parallel parking down the road right next to a school, and there's 3 cars behind me, 2 in front of me, and they all of a sudden just throw the signal on and try to parallel park down Holly Street. Like, you know who you are. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. It needs to stop. Dude, driving instructor appointments need to be from 10 to 12 stoppage for lunch. Can be considerate for people. And then resume after a normal schedule lunch. And then go back at it 2 to 4.
You're absolutely right. You're bang on. But here's the thing.
1,000.
In our society. So what they say is, well, it's just better for the kids. We've got a more open schedule to teach the children or teach anybody else who needs how to drive. We can suit their schedules. We can do anything that's better. So the reality is, no.
Reality is, don't fucking do that shit during rush hour. That is absolute bullshit. It needs to stop. You've got kids in the car and parents in a hurry to go to work. They're gonna cause the accident when all of a sudden they jam the brakes on in front of you and then try to attempt a parallel park.
Here's a quick story for you. I was, if all my viewers out there, if you know a guy named Reg Tardif. So Reg Tardif, we were actually in the vehicle yesterday, and we were in a rush because his young boy plays AAA.
I think I worked with him at Cisco.
Red Shardoff? Oh, yeah. They say he's the most handsome guy of all time, but I think I actually am.
Who the fuck is they?
Right. I want to see a they. When they say they, I want to see a they. What physically is a they? I want to see a physical they in front of me. Anyway,
If
so
you look in the mirror, you might be a they.
I'm the man.
You are they man.
The.
A they.
I'm a they man.
You are a
I
they
want to
man.
be a the
You're
man.
not a dire
But he-
breast man. You're a they
But
man.
we're in the car and he's in a rush. We got to get back, right? But he's nuts. He's like, I got to get a case of beer. We got to stop at the beer store first, and we got to pick the kid up. He's got to take his kid to a AAA hockey game in Olympia. What does
So
he
he's
do?
got to get
And
a case of beers
there's
with that.
There's a driving
Reg,
instructor.
jeez.
There's a driving instructor in front of us for the transport truck. What does Reg do? He loses it. He punches me in the back of the head. He almost knocks me out. And then it happened.
Bum, bum, bum.
It was harsh. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the rest of it.
Then it happened. Oh. See.
I think there's one other point you could talk about with regards to driving school, and that is the average age of someone in driver's ed is 16, and therefore they're in grade 10.
Yeah, and why are they not
In
in
school.
Yeah.
Well, they will be in school.
You got first
between-
period spare. Oh,
Because
no.
we
9
cater
and 3.
our society
And
now.
let's be serious
it's not
too
like-
with these driving schools. These are people that are coming to get their license in Peterborough because Toronto is too stressful for them to drive in. So they come get their license, and you know they're going back to fucking Toronto, and then they're gonna plug it up and jump out in the left lane and do 110, not even. And then they're gonna be the ones in their Acuras driving 240 kilometers in some situation, zip zapping in between you. Next thing you know, they're right beside you at the next fucking intersection. Like, this is not right. I don't care if it's a cash grab for the ministry in Peterborough. I think that shit should be outlawed.
I think
for
is
Peterborough.
that provincial or federal though?
Oh,
I
it's
don't
prevent. That's why it's here, because it's a provincial law. They can do it wherever the fuck there's a ministry,
Yeah.
and so they send the A1A
For us, we
OK
should be going
driving
to Lakefield.
OK drive school right here, and then all of a sudden we've got a car full, and they decide to hang a 18-point turn in front of me when I'm in a hustle in the morning, trying to get to fucking work.
Hey, Dave, is there any way we can have a phone line or a text line to this where if we're talking,
What do
if
you think
anybody
these
actually
are?
listens, but if anybody actually listens,
We're not
and we
live,
throw a
dumb.
question out, they can text us.
We're not live, dumb.
No, that's a good point.
If we were live, then yes.
Edit that part out. Then.
Yeah.
I sound like a.
No, that's hilarious. Leave that on there. That's
I
hilarious.
sound, yeah, leave it on because I sound like a boot. Hey, genius! I actually got a trivia question wrong this week.
The strategy, though, is if you say, here's a question for next week, and then you guys get a whole bunch of tweets.
Yeah.
And then the tweets
Here's a
come
poll
in.
question, I think, for next week. A, should the Saints be in the Super Bowl against the
Well,
Chiefs?
yes, and Roger Goodell.
So
and-
actually, yeah, who should? I don't think he's doing the right move by not saying nothing about this
no, he's
shit.
not. He's a
If he
fucking-
comes
makes
out-
$44 million.
It doesn't matter what he makes.
Fucking up.
If he says something now, there's no point because he's just going to the Super Bowl media shit next weekend. No, the poll question is, who should really be in the Super Bowl? Do you think it should be Patriots Rams, which it is? Or do you think it should be Patriots Saints? Or do you think it should be KC versus the Saints? Or even KC versus the Rams? It's really...
The
what's
reality is, who really gives a fuck what you think? We've been here. We've
Why
done.
both your
we've-
teams aren't in the
we've-
same division?
We've taken the pill. We all know fucking New England wins a Super Bowl.
We're all going to watch Tom
Nobody
Brady
gives
get
a
another
crap.
Super Bowl.
Another MVP, Super
Yeah.
Bowl, and Tom Brady's amazing. And
He is,
Belichick. It
honestly.
doesn't matter if you
They
hate them,
must
you love
do
them. They're awesome.
They must do something right. They practice.
They're beyond awesome. They're exceptional.
Everyone knows they're workaholics. They practice their craft. I mean, they're the unbelievable amount of time they put into it. Good for them. One last thing, though. If you're a Patriots fan, name 4 other players other than Tom Brady. Don't be like, go Pats, go.
Who does fucking other than Gronkowski and what's the
Edelman.
receiver? Edelman. Yep.
See, I can do it because I actually watch fucking football.
Chuck Norris plays for them, doesn't he?
He might. He might be Julian Edelman. Chuck Norris might be Julian Edelman's dad. What do you think about that? I heard this question the other day. Whose career would you rather have? Calvin Johnson's of the Lions. Possibly, he's like one of those Aaron Rodgers guys. He's the greatest receiver ever, talent-wise, but he doesn't win shit.
Yeah.
So who would you rather be, Calvin Johnson or Julian Edelman?
I go Edelman.
Right. Super Bowls.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If I'm Aaron Rodgers, and I hate to say this, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I go Green Bay. I'm not sure.
Patrick Mahomes is going to make Aaron Rodgers just go by. They're going to say talent. No, it'll be Mahomes. Mahomes can make every throw Rodgers can twice.
That's because Green Bay's management is
No,
like
it's
diarrhea.
Rodgers was never that
Listen
good.
to what
I'm
you're
gonna- he
saying.
was
Shut
never
your
that
mouth and
good.
open your ears. And you know this is true.
He was
Green
never
Bay's
that
management is awful. Like next year, fucking Clay Matthews is gone. They're all gone. No one's sitting around for this. This is gonna get worse than this year.
Rebuild.
You're a Dallas fan.
Yeah.
You can't critique any other
Are
team.
you kidding? We're on the up and up, man.
Up and up. You've been on the up and up since like 1982.
You have had a top 4 quarterback for 25
Exactly,
years.
and the worst
and
coaching,
won
which is
2
the same as
Super
the
Bowls.
Edmonton Oilers. We discussed this earlier.
No, we
Same
didn't.
as the Edmonton Oilers. Green Bay Packers management is so bad. It's literally the diarrhea verbiage. It's just so bad. There's no point. It's useless. I'm losing my mind about it right now because
I'm gonna have to drink one of these nominated.
fire it back. Because you know what? I'll tell you right now. Don't show anybody the label.
No.
But you know what? The reality is,
Over.
like it's you
Rams
get rid of
Jetty.
it took so long for management. Like Mike McCarthy should have been fired 2 fucking years ago. You have the greatest quarterback in the history of the fucking game.
How is he the
arguably.
greatest quarterback in the game? He
How the
didn't do
fuck would
shit.
you know? He's had
He
nobody
led-
to throw the ball to.
He led the league in throwaways this year because he doesn't know
Because
what
he's
to
got
do.
nobody to throw the
Because
ball
he's too busy
to.
fucking Danica Patrick to go to practice. And
Okay, I
he
can't
sucks.
argue this.
I'd rather
That I can't argue.
I'd rather have fucking Dak Prescott.
I can't
than-
argue. Wouldn't it be funny? This is actually a very funny thought. Wouldn't it be hilarious if fucking there's a report like they got a Sunday afternoon game at 1:00 against like the Vikings, and the report comes out Aaron Rodgers cannot play today because Danica Patrick was driving into the game.
Yeah,
and they crashed into the median.
Danica Patrick rear-ended him in the driveway.
Crashed into the median.
Can you? I guarantee she's ran over at least one of their cats. you know, like,
I love cats.
she does
And
one of
Danica's
those
got rid of
fucking-
3 of them so
goes it in
far.
reverse, jams it, then turns around and all you goes, wow. Oh, sorry, Aaron. I ran over Fluffy.
Wouldn't you be?
Fluffy
Aaron
3.
Rodgers- and Danic's like, baby, I love you. That was great Texas morning. Made bacon and eggs. Can I drive you to the game on a Sunday morning? No.
I think we'll call the
I'll take my
Allstate guy.
skateboard, thank
Why
you.
do you think he's with Allstate? Because you're Danica fucking Patrick. He's got the best insurance known to man because he needs it.
Nobody's more insured.
How does someone get gifted the pole at Daytona and still fucking have a DNF? You're in the lead. Just drive.
Wouldn't you be if you're driving
I
the race?
get it.
If you're in NASCAR though, if you're running the show, wouldn't you be like if you're running a team, wouldn't you be like okay, so here's what we're gonna Brad, here's what we're gonna do. Stay away.
She
Just
got to
stay-
heal Castro Neves.
Just say 3 cars in front of her, you're okay, because you're gonna take the field out behind her.
Yeah,
You
just
stay
get
in front of her by
yeah.
2 cars. Life's good.
Yeah.
You'll finish the race, we'll do okay.
Don't be on the right side into a turn.
Hey Joey. Yeah. Hey
Just-
Joey. Be 2 cars ahead.
Just jam it down when GoDaddy's. Oh, GoDaddy is not gonna fucking finish this race. There's no chance. And Danica Patrick, she got those crazy eyes too, and I love it how she tried to fight the only other good-looking girl in the circuit there for a bit.
I didn't know there
Like
was other.
I'm the and she's stomping up. I'm the best-looking girl in NASCAR. Go.
It doesn't matter
Darn.
how much you want to argue and fight and disagree.
Do you wonder what she says to her mechanics when she gets out? Like, sorry guys. Yeah, Don't worry about it. We had it. Like, they probably never even closed their toolboxes. Like, good luck. They raise the green flag.
Steering wheel?
They just start fucking.
The fuck's a steering wheel?
They just start putting the fucking the right things on the ratchets. Like, looking at their watches and shit. They're like, lap 17, all right. Do I have time for a smoke? No? Oh, shit. No.
Ice cream.
Put your smokes out, Danica. Wrecked. How did she wreck? She was by herself going into that turn. Nah, nobody knows.
Yeah, the tires are no good.
Yeah, no, just come in here. No. Just tell her, don't talk about the car in the interview. The GoDaddy 17 car.
And everybody was like,
it was a little loose today. Nah, Danica, it wasn't. It wasn't loose.
What do you mean she retired?
Oh, no.
What do you mean GoDaddy's not?
They voted. She had to retire. They voted. Yeah.
We'll just put
What
you in
do
the
you mean
NASCAR Hall of Fame. Just
they voted the Asian guy in instead of her to drive?
Go fucking ruin another sport. Oh, here's NFL. Fuck that up. Great. See ya.
Yeah. Yoko Ono ruining fucking Aaron Rodgers' career. Yeah. Let him get Mike. Yeah. I wonder if Danica Patrick's going to get a Christmas card from Mike McCarthy this year. Yeah,
Remember back? Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the $8 million this year for doing nothing. I thought I was going to coach the Browns, but that's all good.
Remember Olivia Munn or Nunn or whatever her name is, his ex? Yeah, she's smoking hot and she's awesome in a whole bit. But
she didn't like him either because he probably couldn't hit the spot with her either. He can't hit the spot with any of his receivers.
He doesn't have any receivers.
Oh, he's got talent, man. Nobody.
No,
wants
he doesn't.
It's like playing.
Who?
It's like playing with the
Okay,
drunk
Green
LeBron
Bay is
James.
the only team in all of professional sports, hockey, baseball, football, whatever you want to talk about. I don't want to turn this into a joke because the reality is they got rid of Ha Clinton Dix because his contract was up at the end of the year. So they got rid of him at the first.
To try to get him money for receivers.
They could have kept him until the end of the year. He was a solid. And what
No.
they got a 7th round draft pick, a 4th round draft pick, which may or may not be an NFL football player.
Yeah.
For Ha Clinton Dix.
Yeah.
Who is one of the best defensive guys in Green Bay,
Well,
other than
because
Clayton.
Aaron Rodgers demanded more money, and he wanted it, and he got it. Now they can't afford to pay anyone else.
What I started out, I originally started this by saying, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, what I say is this: you keep your money, you fucking leave me alone.
He
I
does
want
never
out of
say
here.
that. He's too.
He needs
He
to,
thinks he's too good.
and I will follow Aaron Rodgers before I follow Green Bay because their upper management is a
rather-
lot like Edmonton Oilers.
I'd rather have
management, which is
fucking
a
Brett Favre
disgusting
on the
train
pills,
wreck.
man. Brett Favre on the pills is better than fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Remember when Brett Favre?
Oh,
He
yeah.
started sending pictures of his junk.
That was when he
Remember
got
the
to
New
the
York
Jets.
New York Jets, and he started sending a picture of his junk to chicks,
Yeah.
and he got it. Well, you remember Brett Favre? You see him now;
Yeah.
he's doing Wrangler ads and underwear ads.
And
Right?
you know what though? Brett
He's the
Favre
champ.
perfected the West Coast offense in Green Bay, handed off to Aaron Rodgers. They won a Super Bowl. You're welcome, Aaron. They trade him to Green Bay. He almost beat them in the playoffs at 40 years old. Didn't quite through that one stupid pick. Aaron Rodgers got that one Super Bowl and has done shit since.
He hasn't had
Aaron,
anybody to
Are
do
you
shit with.
kidding?
You gotta have somebody to contribute with. Like, let's face it, Wayne Gretzky wouldn't be
Yeah,
the Wayne Gretzky
Jimmy
if he
Graham.
wasn't surrounded by Yari and Paul Coffey and McTavish and
Adam.
all the boy.
Man,
Like,
they've
You've
had.
got to be surrounded by solid guys
threw-
with
he
solid
led-
talent that are tough as nails.
He led the league in missed throws this year. Missed throws.
I saw
$100 million.
I saw a game
Kirk Cousins was better than him this year.
leading up to this. But the worst I saw,
RELAX.
he
Relax. You suck, Roger.
Aaron Rodgers threw a ball. He signed the ball and then threw it to a kid in the fucking stands in the middle. Like I saw
That's
that.
what Cam Newton does like every fucking 30 seconds when he's there.
Yeah, like scratch your name on the ball and whip it into the stands to a kid. Love you, Johnny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably one of his
Dude,
illegitimate
Johnny, my
children.
number one fan.
What's his last name? Munn? Munn?
That'd be funny.
Anyway.
Hey, by the way, did you hear about? This is fucked up. I find this messed up on a few levels. So you've got this Major League Baseball player. What's his name from Detroit? And so he had a what was the word they were using? Not a concubine, obviously, but he had a family, a secret family on the side. So he's married to the woman, but he's also has a secret wife on the side with 2 other kids. Now, the woman on the
Living
side,
2 lives.
the woman on the side knew he was married and he's a professional baseball player, and she had 2 offspring with him. So now it comes out that this guy, she's taking him to court. His new wife said, "You know what? I want to divorce you," and then she comes around and says, "I still love you. You're an awesome guy, and you know what's going to happen here. I don't want a divorce." But so now the judge says, okay. So first of all, you need to pay this woman, the woman on the side,
A ridiculous amount of money a month.
20 grand a month.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
You got to pay for the remainder. You got to pay for the remainder of her. She's got a mansion. He already paid most of it. He's got to pay for the remainder of the mansion. Also, on top of that, he has to pay for any privilege that his own kids. Well, they are his own kids. Excuse me. I'm sorry. His own children, but the children that they're all his own kids. The kids that he has with the female on the side. So the judge says you got to pay for them the lavish of luxury that you have to pay for your own kids. You got to pay for them. It's like, well, where is this is a matter of opinion. There's no right or wrong. This is a matter of opinion. But where actually is the woman's accountability in this? The woman knew he was married with another. He knew the woman was married with another.
I'm rubbing my hands together to talk about this subject. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Like because
saying,
she knew, and don't forget, we all have experienced on our level of if somebody makes $100 grand in our society, it's a lot of money. We're
the
doing
wife
well.
gets off, man. The
Yeah,
wife gets,
but no. She knew all this. The woman knew all of this stuff. So what basically the judge did, the judge completely discounted her from any. He absolved her from any sort of thought process whatsoever. So basically, you get involved with this guy. So why is the judge not saying, okay, so you need to go and get an education
I'm
and get a
confused
job?
here. No. You're completely on the back end of this, man. You're missing the boat.
I think I'm
15
actually
years.
bang on, and everybody else is not.
Everyone knows that that's what happens.
Right. We know that.
They get the women, and then they divorce their wife, and God bless those
where
women.
is there? But it wasn't the wife.
Tiger
It was a woman.
Woods' wife got $400 million.
It was 500. It was 500.
Yeah.
It was $500
million. Does anyone?
But the thing is, with
she
Ellen,
didn't earn a cent of it.
What's her name? Ellen Nord.
It doesn't matter.
But she didn't need that. Ellen. The thing about Ellen, because she
didn't
was there
earn a
with
cent of it.
Tiger.
Yeah.
She was there with Tiger from the beginning.
None of these women who get married to these pro athletes.
Actually, I was wrong there. She wasn't with Tiger from the beginning. I was wrong.
No, yeah, she came in like 3/4 in when he was worth a bunch. Anyways, none of these women marry these men and are like, I'm a career woman. No, they have a couple of their kids.
Yeah.
They're their ex-wife because chances are that guy fucks up and he's with another girl.
Yeah.
And the divorce is pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
What is your deal with that? You know this happened.
I'm not critiquing. You need to listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I'm not critiquing somebody make an art with us. We're normal people, right? And if you have a baby with a woman, I heard somebody today tell me, a man and a woman had a baby. I'm not going to tell you any details. I'm going to be very vague. Man and woman had a baby, and what happened was the kid's 1 year old now, and the guy fucked off. He just took off. Like that prick should be on the hook. Like you have an offspring with somebody, but this is different though because
this is what happens all the time, man.
She was more than knowing that
dads beat off on their fucking women. They just take off.
Yeah,
as soon as they knock them up, they fuck off.
Don't get me wrong.
They don't want to pay child support.
Don't forget who I am, and
honestly,
don't
man, one of my friends' kids hits me up for money saying, Uncle Cam, could I get some money? Because their deadbeat dad can't take care of them.
And don't forget the people in my life that I'm involved with that are very important to me, and I'll make sure they will go without
I
nothing.
get that. Yeah, man. You.
But hold on, that guy, the court of law, because the guy says, "Well, I'm not going to get a job." So the guy's not held accountable for fucking.
What's your point, though, man? Shit, these people, it'll never be fixed.
This is getting vague and way off topic.
I think
this is becoming an argument that's
but
not.
I think here's my solution to that. I think when a woman's giving birth to a baby, and the dad's there, they should have people right there saying to the dad, "What is your job training? Do you have any?" And if the dad says, "Yes, I have a job."
Well, it's more than that. It's not just
money. Hang on, hear me.
It's emotional.
Hang on. The dad, does he have job training? Yes or no? If he has a good job, awesome. Good on you. We know you're going to do well. If he doesn't, then there should be a person right there saying, "Hey, all right, let's train that guy right now. Let's get him either they hand out enough post-secondary education to nobody, a million people without this shit. But say if that dad is present right there, what are your skills? Bang, bang, bang. We'll help you find a job right there. They should have one of those EPC employment planning councils right there to say, "Hey, man, are you ready for this baby? Okay, no. If you're not, let's go. Here you go. Let's get you straight up. If you're not willing to do what we're saying, you don't get baby bonus. Give it right to the mom. Sure. And
I don't disagree.
No,
I don't disagree. I think that if you have an offspring with somebody, then you need to be responsible for it financially.
If that guy's not there, then fuck him.
Yeah.
If he's not there for the birth of his son, fuck him. He's an asshole. Like he's a deadbeat.
Yeah, but there goes beyond that though. It goes beyond that. Because I guess what I'm getting at is there's two different issues there. You got a single mother who is raising this kid by herself, and then you've got a gold digger. Those are two different things. I guess that's where I'm going with this.
Come on, you can't protect these athletes. They make bad decisions on their own.
You know what? If you're if that woman made some bad decisions on her own.
Let's get into that next week. Let's get into the bad decision shit next week. And
you and I, fortunately, have never made a bad decision.
Never. Maturity and discipline, that's what we're all about.
One of the greatest things in the world is bad decisions.
Sometimes.
The best parties are based on
great decisions.
Terrible.
That's Ja Rule.
What depends, great or terrible?
Did you hear about that shit?
No.
That Ja Rule shit. We'll talk about that next week.
What is Ja Rule?
We'll talk about
it. Is he a
next.
singer? Hey, what's R. Kelly? Is R. Kelly like a...
I don't know.
Anybody know anything about?
I just remember he rapped and then he whizzed on the chick. It was like 15.
Yeah, but they're saying now he's part of this. He's part of this Hollywood thing.
Oh yeah, he probably would play that.
They're all over the kids.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it because he did whiz on some underage chicks. Yeah,
that's fucking
from my count. Yeah, he made the girl wear a toilet seat necklace. So,
He what?
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, our gully went up. Shout out. I'll put my key in the ignition there, eh, bud?
Oh, Christ.
Fuck, Jesus.
Wrong.
Anyways.
Okay,
Jesus. Buddy. Okay, great podcast. I don't know.
Thanks, everybody. Love you. I hope anybody pays attention to this. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Super Bowl show.
Beep test interest. We'll do it in the snow.
I just don't want to do this beep. If I have to, I will. Talk to you in a bit.
See if anyone gives a shit. We'll do it.
Whoop, whoop. Are we off?